Hey Capricorn, I just pulled the cards for you and honestly what came through is pretty intense. So let me share what the universe is showing me right now, because this energy is not playing around. I started this reading thinking we would be looking at something gradual, like slow transformations or building something over time. But the moment I laid out these cards, the energy just shifted completely, and I realized this is about something sudden, something that is going to catch you off guard in the best way possible. Like the universe has been cooking something up behind the scenes, and you are about to find out what it has been up to. So the first card that came out for you is the Seven of Pentacles. And I need to tell you, this card is so significant right now. You know how you have been working on something for what feels like forever? Like you have been planting seeds, putting in the effort, showing up day after day, even when you could not see the results yet. Maybe it is a project at work, maybe it is something creative you have been developing, or maybe it is just the overall direction of your life that you have been trying to redirect. Whatever it is, you have been in this waiting phase where you keep wondering if all this effort is actually going to pay off. The Seven of Pentacles is telling me that you have been doing this assessment thing lately. You have been standing back and looking at everything you have built and asking yourself those hard questions like, is this worth it? Should I keep going with this? Am I wasting my time here? And I have to be honest with you. There have been moments where you have felt discouraged, where you have thought about just giving up and starting something completely different because the progress has felt so slow. But here is what the universe wants you to understand about this card. That waiting period, that phase where you could not see the fruits of your labor, that is coming to an end very soon. The Seven of Pentacles appears when you are right at that pivotal moment before the harvest actually begins. You have done the work, the seeds are planted, they have been growing under the surface, and now we are approaching the time when you are going to start seeing actual tangible results from everything you have invested. What makes this even more powerful is that you are about to realize that you have been working on the right thing all along. Those doubts you have been having, those moments where you questioned your choices, the universe is about to show you that you were exactly where you needed to be and doing exactly what you needed to do. The timing is about to prove itself. Now the second card that showed up is the Queen of Cups. And this one really surprised me because it is bringing in this whole emotional intelligence component that I was not expecting. The Queen of Cups is one of the most emotionally mature and intuitive cards in the entire deck, and her presence here is telling me that you have been going through some serious emotional growth lately. You know how sometimes we go through experiences that force us to develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our feelings. That has been happening for you. Maybe you have been through some challenging emotional situations recently, or maybe you have just been doing a lot of internal work. But either way, you have been developing this incredible capacity to understand and navigate complex emotional landscapes. The Queen of Cups is saying that you have reached a point where you are no longer reactive in the way you used to be. You have learned how to hold space for your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. You have developed this ability to stay centered and calm even when things around you are chaotic. And this emotional maturity is actually going to be one of your biggest assets when this bombshell news arrives. Because here is the thing about the Queen of Cups. She does not just understand her own emotions. She is also incredibly intuitive about what is happening beneath the surface of situations. She can read energy, she can sense what is coming before it arrives, she trusts her gut instincts. And I am getting this sense that on some level you already know something is shifting. You might not be able to put your finger on exactly what it is, but you have been feeling this undercurrent of change, this sense that something significant is building. The Queen of Cups is also telling me that your emotional intelligence is going to help you make the right decision when this news comes. You are not going to be swayed by surface-level excitement or fear. You are going to be able to tap into that deep intuitive knowing and understand what this opportunity really means for you and whether it aligns with your authentic path. The third card is the Six of Pentacles. And okay, this is where things start getting really specific about what this bombshell news might actually be about. The Six of Pentacles is a card of exchange, of resources flowing, of giving and receiving coming into balance. This card shows up when there is some kind of financial or material shift happening, but it is not just about money. It is about value and recognition. What I am seeing with the Six of Pentacles is that someone or something is about to recognize the value of what you bring to the table. This could be a job offer, a promotion, a business opportunity, an investment opportunity, or even someone wanting to collaborate with you or support your vision. The key thing about the Six of Pentacles is that it represents fair exchange. This is not about charity. This is about you receiving what you have actually earned and deserve. You know how sometimes we do good work and it just goes unnoticed or underappreciated? The Six of Pentacles is saying that is about to change dramatically. Someone has been watching what you do. They have been noticing your skills and your dedication, and they are about to make you an offer or present you with an opportunity that reflects your actual worth. What makes this card even more powerful in your reading is that it also suggests you are going to be in a position to help others soon. As resources flow to you, you are going to have the capacity to lift others up as well. This creates a beautiful cycle of abundance where everyone benefits. The universe is showing me that this is not just about your personal gain. This is about you stepping into a role where you can make a bigger impact. Now, the fourth card is the Four of Swords, and initially when this card came out, I was a bit confused because the Four of Swords is typically about rest and recovery and contemplation. But then I realized what the universe is trying to tell you here. Before this bombshell news arrives, you need to be in a clear and rested state of mind. The Four of Swords is saying that if you have been pushing yourself really hard lately, now is the time to pull back a little bit and give yourself some space to think clearly. This news is going to require you to make important decisions potentially quite quickly, and you want to make sure you are not making those decisions from a place of exhaustion or burnout or mental fog. I am also getting that the Four of Swords is highlighting the importance of meditation and quiet reflection right now. You need to be connected to your inner voice, to that intuitive guidance that the Queen of Cups was talking about. If your mind is too busy with constant noise and distraction, you might miss some of the subtle signs and synchronicities that are trying to guide you toward the right choice. The Four of Swords can also indicate that this news might come during or after a period of rest. Maybe you are about to take some time off, or maybe you have been deliberately slowing down lately, and the universe is saying that this quieter period is actually setting the stage for what is coming next. Sometimes the biggest opportunities arrive not when we are hustling constantly, but when we have created enough space for them to enter our lives. The fifth card is the Hermit, and this one is really significant because the Hermit represents wisdom, introspection, and finding your own truth. The Hermit is telling me that you have been on this journey of self-discovery lately, really questioning what you want your life to look like and what actually matters to you beyond what society or other people expect. The Hermit often appears when someone has been doing deep soul-searching work, when they have been willing to step away from the crowd and really examine their life from a place of honesty. And I think this is connected to that Seven of Pentacles energy we talked about at the beginning. You have been assessing not just whether your efforts are paying off, but whether you are even pursuing the right goals in the first place. What the Hermit is showing me is that this period of introspection has given you clarity. You know yourself better now than you did before. You understand what you need, what you value, what you are willing to accept, and what you are not. And this self-knowledge is going to be absolutely crucial when this bombshell news arrives, because you are going to be able to evaluate this opportunity against your authentic desires rather than just jumping at something because it looks good on paper. The Hermit is also suggesting that you might receive guidance from someone wise during this time. This could be a mentor, a counselor, someone older who has been through similar experiences, or it could even be your own inner wisdom speaking to you through dreams or intuitive hits. The key is to be open to guidance from non-obvious sources. The sixth card is the Seven of Wands, and oh wow, this card is bringing in some really important information about what happens after this news arrives. The Seven of Wands is about standing your ground, defending your position, having the courage to pursue what you want, even when other people might not understand or support your choice. What this tells me is that when this bombshell news comes, and you decide to pursue this opportunity, Not everyone in your life is going to be supportive. There might be people who question your decision, who try to talk you out of it, who project their own fears and limitations onto your situation. The Seven of Wands is saying you are going to need to have the courage to follow your truth even when facing this opposition. But here is the thing about the Seven of Wands. It shows someone who is standing on higher ground. You have the advantage here. You can see things more clearly than the people who are questioning you. They might be reacting from fear or jealousy or just a limited perspective, but you have the clarity and the wisdom from all those previous cards to know that this is right for you. The Seven of Wands is also telling me that you have the strength and determination to see this through. You are not going to be easily swayed or discouraged. When you commit to something, you commit fully, and that tenacity is going to serve you well as you navigate whatever challenges come up in pursuing this new direction. The seventh card is the Nine of Pentacles, and I am getting chills right now because this card is showing me the outcome of all of this. The Nine of Pentacles represents abundance, independence, self-sufficiency, and enjoying the fruits of your labor in a really refined and elegant way. This is someone who has worked hard, built something substantial, and now gets to enjoy the lifestyle and freedom that their efforts have created. The Nine of Pentacles is telling me that this bombshell news and the decision you make in response to it is going to lead you to a place of much greater independence and prosperity. You are going to find yourself in a situation where you have more control over your time, more financial stability, more ability to live life on your own terms. What I love about the Nine of Pentacles is that it is not just about material success. It is about creating a life that feels good to you, that reflects your values, that gives you space to enjoy the things that matter. This card often shows up for people who have reached a point where they do not have to compromise themselves or their standards anymore. They can be selective, they can choose quality over quantity, they can say no to things that do not align with who they are. The Nine of Pentacles is also deeply connected to self-worth. It represents someone who knows their value and does not settle for less than they deserve. And I think this connects back to that emotional maturity we saw in the Queen of Cups. You have done the inner work to recognize your worth, and now the outer world is going to start reflecting that back to you in tangible ways. The eighth card is the Four of Cups, and this is interesting because the Four of Cups typically represents someone who is feeling dissatisfied or bored with their current options. But in the context of your reading, I think the Four of Cups is actually showing me your current state before this bombshell news arrives. You know how you have been feeling lately, like something is missing, like the opportunities in front of you are not quite right, like you are waiting for something more aligned to show up. That is the Four of Cups energy. You have been in this contemplative state where you are not jumping at just anything that comes along because you know there is something better out there for you. The Four of Cups is also showing me that there have been offers or opportunities that have come your way recently that you have turned down or felt lukewarm about. Other people might have thought you were crazy for not being more excited about these options, but you knew intuitively that they were not the right fit, and the universe is about to validate that intuition. What makes the Four of Cups significant in your reading is that it shows someone who is waiting for the right thing rather than settling for whatever is available. And that patience and discernment is about to pay off in a major way. The bombshell news that is coming is going to be something that actually excites you, something that feels aligned, something that makes you think, yes, this is what I have been waiting for. The ninth card is the King of Wands, and wow, this energy is powerful. The King of Wands represents leadership, vision, charisma, entrepreneurial spirit, and the ability to take bold action. This card is telling me that you are about to step into a much more empowered and dynamic version of yourself. The King of Wands is someone who sees the big picture, who is not afraid to take risks, who has the confidence and energy to pursue ambitious goals. And I think what the universe is showing me here is that this bombshell news is going to activate something in you. It is going to awaken this more assertive and visionary part of your personality. Maybe you have been playing it safe lately, or staying in situations that feel comfortable but limiting. The King of Wands is saying that is about to change. This opportunity is going to call you to show up in a bigger way, to take on more responsibility or visibility, to step into a leadership role of some kind. And while that might feel intimidating at first, you are going to discover that you actually have the capacity and the natural ability to thrive in that space. The King of Wands is also suggesting that you might need to bring more fire and passion to how you approach this opportunity. This is not a time to be timid or apologetic about what you want. This is a time to be bold, to be confident, to take up space and own your power. The King of Wands does not ask for permission. He creates his own opportunities and makes things happen through sheer force of will and enthusiasm. The 10th and final card is the Two of Swords. And okay, this card is really important because it is showing me the decision point. The Two of Swords represents being at a crossroads, having to make a choice between two different paths, feeling torn or uncertain about which direction to go. What the Two of Swords is telling me is that when this bombshell news arrives, it is not going to be a simple, obvious yes or no situation. There are going to be multiple factors to consider. There might be risks involved. There might be things you have to give up or sacrifice in order to pursue this new opportunity. And you are going to need to really think through the implications of your choice. The Two of Swords often appears when someone is trying to make a decision from their head rather than their heart, when they are overthinking things and getting stuck in analysis paralysis. And I think the universe is giving you a gentle warning here to not let fear or overthinking keep you from moving forward when your intuition is telling you this is right. Remember all those earlier cards. The Queen of Cups with her emotional wisdom, the Hermit with his clarity about what truly matters, the Nine of Pentacles showing you the beautiful outcome that is possible. All of that is telling you that you have the guidance you need to make this decision. You do not need to have every single detail figured out perfectly before you take action. The Two of Swords is also suggesting that you might need to remove the blindfold, to look at the situation clearly without the filters of fear or past disappointments or what other people think you should do. When you can see the choice clearly for what it actually is rather than what you are afraid it might be, the decision becomes much more straightforward. So let me bring all of this together for you, Capricorn, because the story these cards are telling is pretty clear. You have been in this period of working hard and waiting patiently while also doing deep inner work and developing greater emotional maturity and self-awareness. You have been questioning whether you are on the right path and feeling somewhat dissatisfied with your current options, and what the universe is telling you is that this patience and inner work has been preparing you for something significant. A bombshell piece of news or an unexpected opportunity is about to arrive that has the potential to dramatically shift your trajectory. This opportunity is going to recognize and reward the value you bring. It is going to call you to step into a more empowered and visible version of yourself, and it has the potential to lead you to much greater independence and prosperity. But this opportunity is also going to require you to make a significant decision, possibly quite quickly. You might face some opposition or skepticism from others, and you are going to need to have the courage to trust your own judgment and stand firm in your choice. The key is to make this decision from a place of clarity and inner wisdom rather than fear or pressure. The timing on this feels quite imminent to me, like this is something that could happen within days or weeks rather than months. And when it arrives, you are going to know it is significant because it is going to feel different from the other opportunities that have crossed your path recently. This one is going to spark that sense of excitement and alignment that you have been waiting for. My advice to you is to take some time right now to get really clear on what you actually want and what your non-negotiables are. Do some journaling, some meditation, whatever helps you connect with your inner guidance. Because when this news arrives, you want to be able to evaluate it against your authentic desires rather than just reacting in the moment. Also, start preparing yourself mentally for the possibility that pursuing this opportunity might mean disappointing some people or going against conventional wisdom. Get comfortable with the idea that not everyone needs to understand or approve of your choices. You are the one living your life, and you get to decide what is right for you. And finally, trust that all the work you have been doing, all the seeds you have been planting, all the growth you have been experiencing, It has all been building toward something. You are about to see why the journey was necessary. You are about to understand why you had to go through certain experiences and develop certain capacities. It has all been preparing you for this moment where you get to step into the next level of your life. The universe has been orchestrating something special for you, Capricorn, and it is about to be revealed. Stay open, stay grounded in your truth, and trust that you have everything you need to navigate what is coming and make the choice that is right for you.